Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. I have some great news for those of you that have been longing and yearning for some rain. It's not going to cause all our problems to go away, but a little bit of rain probably could do us a little bit of good. You can see from the visibility behind me that we have a little bit of low clouds, maybe some rain that's still falling in some parts. I want to show you that next because the next slide will suggest to you that we have a little bit of fog, maybe a few scattered showers. Some of it, I had even some in Knox County last night before I went to bed. But here's the picture. The Ultimate Doppler radar presented by A1 Fincham Heating and Cooling, focused on customer satisfaction. They won't quit until you're happy. Check them out at a1fincham.com. I have all their information at the top of this Facebook post. But look at that. It's raining in Fentress County in spots. It's raining in parts of Morgan County. And I do see a few showers there around La Follette and up toward the Jellicoe area. And there's still a couple of showers down toward Dunlap, well to our south and west near Soddy Daisy. But when are we going to get some rain here? Well, is there much more behind Cookeville? Because I haven't seen a whole lot of rain. A lot of ground clutter, maybe some radar noise circling around the Nashville radar site. But by and large, this is the bigger picture. And you can see we'll take what we can get. It's just not going to amount to a whole much. And there may be a few showers that will form later today that are, in fact, not even on radar yet. So this front is going to take most of the day to get here. And it will be significantly cooler, he says. Cooler today than yesterday. Yesterday we got up to 82 degrees was the high temperature. Yesterday's low was 62. I imagine, because I haven't looked though in the last hour or so, but I imagine we're still in the 60s in many spots. Come tomorrow, many of us are in the 40s. So the big change is coming by way of this cold front, and it's going to make things feel vastly different in a neighborhood near you. I got a couple of notes. Good morning to you. I see Brenda Perkins. Good morning. Hey, it's Friday. You made it to the weekend. Do you have some plans for some fall festivals? May I suggest Sneedville? Having just been there on Monday, they've got their fall festival this weekend. And I know there's a lot of folks. Believe it, there was one, Mossy Creek. There's a lot of cool festivals going on this weekend. Hope you have a great and wonderful Friday. Thank you, Brenda. And if you're on YouTube, because I'm trying to juggle both platforms, let's see here if I'm over here. Yep. Maybe I'll see. Oh, a couple of notes. Marilyn Bell says, happy Friday on YouTube, because we're doing both live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Trying to reach out to as many people. She mentions the Fall Festival in Newport. Thank you, Marilyn Bell. And the Unicoi Apple Festival. She's fast on the draw here. And they're both tomorrow, she says. The Fall Festival in Sneeville, she mentioned. And Felicia Crafty Adventures. Happy Friday. Lots of events this weekend. Hoping the rain holds off tonight. For movies under the stars at Imes Nature Center. Have a great Friday. Thank you so much for all of your input, because I think people like to know by this point, if you haven't made plans, sometimes it's nice to be able to call an audible and just be able to, hey, let's do this spontaneously, right? And with the rain that you see here, I do not think it's going to cause too many difficulties this evening. Any showers that are still around towards sunset will be closer to the Smokies and working their way toward North Carolina. So much of this will be fading away. And as I mentioned, there will be showers that haven't even formed yet beginning to show up later on the radar. Now, speaking of the radar, you may notice some fuchsia. It'll be purple colors, what do you want to call it? This is fire weather warnings down across Mississippi, Alabama. But I think what's more important to take note of is what's going on up here. Ooh, I'm looking at Nebraska. What do we got here? Oh, freeze warnings. He didn't say, bite your tongue. It's not even barely fall. Well, up in Nebraska, they've got freeze warnings. They've got freeze watches. Down in, say, Kansas, they got frost advisories. Could we get a frost advisory? Ooh, could we get? Yes, we could. For the plateau, absolutely. We will be down to 40 degrees by Sunday morning. So if it's 40 Knoxville, you can probably figure it's going to be in the mid to upper 30s in some of the colder areas from McLeod Mountain, Duff, to Crossville, Jamestown. You're going to be in the mid to upper 30s. It's going to be cold. I mean, enough to grab a jacket and enough to see your breath. But before I get to all that, that's the canary in the coal mine. All those frost advisories, freeze watches, and freeze warnings in the upper Midwest will try to translate here over time. Meanwhile, how much rain did you get last night? You say, I didn't get any. What are you talking about? I had a few drops. To be fair, I'm in West Knox County, and it's kind of shaded in a light shade of, well, whatever color it is, dark, light color, right? Trace here in La Follette, roughly a trace in Crossville. I would say a trace anywhere in West Knox County would have occurred. It happened in Maryville. But there was some. It's hardly measurable. Oneida may be the winner. They got 0.02 so far. That's over the last 24 hours. But if we look at the actual rainfall now and go to the future rainfall, isn't that nice we could do that? Let's see how much more you think we could see. Probably less than a tenth in most cases, although Oneida may be leading the pack with 0.17. It's just not a whole lot here. That's why I said the expectation is that, yes, we're going to get some rain, but you cannot assume you're going to get enough. You may just whet your appetite, whet your palate, but generally under a tenth of an inch. And this is also cause for some alarm. The drought monitor came out at 8:30 yesterday morning, long after I was done with my Facebook, YouTube Live, and they did expand the drought conditions to cover all of Knox County. It was essentially half of Knox County on the west side last week. So the dryness that we're experiencing in the valley and across much of East Tennessee is expanding. That's not to say it's not dry in Newport. It is, but it may be drier in Gatlinburg. That's why there's shaded yellow. The yellow is level 1. It refers to abnormally dry. Some areas in light brown, Decatur, Etowah, are actually under a moderate drought. That's level 2, if you follow the legend at the top right of the screen there. But it's not to say that places like Morristown or Sneedville or Tazewell that you're not dry. It's just, I think, relative to what was considered. And it's more than just what rain, how much rain fell. They take into account soil moisture and a whole host of other variables. But this is their latest map from NOAA yesterday. And you can see it gets a little bit more moderate toward Huntsville, toward Chattanooga, and just right off the chart for places like Dallas, Houston, southern Louisiana, where it's level 4 and level 5 with extreme and exceptional drought. Much worse there. And it even looks like a little bit of patch of red near Tampa. So there are some places in Florida, believe it or not, that could use quite a bit of rain and have been dry quite some time. That's the drought monitor. So I'm going to cover that. We'll hopefully get a little bit today. Meanwhile, the temperatures at this very hour, yeah, I was right. We're in the 60s. It's 64 degrees in Knoxville. Crossville, the Crossville Memorial Whitson Field Airport has not been reporting since the 20th of September, but I can interpolate, since their equipment may be being maintained or working on it, having some maintenance on it. 62. So you're in the low 60s in Cumberland County this morning. It's 63 in Oneida, 62 in Middlesboro, and 61 in Sevierville. I want to say good morning to you. If you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube. We mentioned Marilyn Bell and Felicia on YouTube, and it looks like I got a couple more people on here as well. I love the fact that we're expanding our reach. We've got 4 people on YouTube. This is a platform that has probably been the fastest growing one that I have so far, at least as of late. Brenda says she's got the Jellicoe Festival on her mind. That's awesome. Glad to know that. And Wanda Post says, hope everyone gets a little bit of rain because I know we could all use it. Fred says, good morning, David. And Wanda's saying, is there going to be any frost anywhere? Absolutely. We'll be concerned for frost going into Saturday night, Sunday morning. Some of you will be be a cause for alarm, but at least you know it's coming. And I do think it would be probably primarily around the horseshoe effect. You know how that is? The plateau, the northern plateau, and into the Smokies, where there could be some colder air developing across the board. And you'll get notified if you have the free Captain Accurate weather app. Be sure you download that at the App Store, Google Play. All right, it's 64 degrees right now. It's 6:48 in the morning, and it's 61 degrees in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. Temperatures right now 69 in Chattanooga. Well, where's this cold air? I don't see it. It's back there in blue in central Missouri. So it's going to take pretty much all of today and really Saturday night before we start to say it's getting cold. And all those blue arrows are pointing downward from north to south. So very different. Very little wind at this time. You're going to wake up this morning and find out there's more clouds than perhaps before. Many of these are low clouds that have been producing a few drops of rain in spots. Here's another look at the clouds and the rain put together. Like I said, it's not going to maybe cause you to need an umbrella for any length of time, but it may require the windshield wipers to go back and forth to get you to work or school. Today, high of only 75. Now that's 7 degrees cooler than yesterday because we had 82. 75 today, 77 for Tellico Plains and Madisonville, about 74 for Maryville, Alcoa, 73 is my expectation in Morristown. Do I expect much in the way of thunder? No. Is it possible? Yes, which is why I just described it as showers and rumbles of thunder. Possible rumble of thunder. I do think that's possible as this front comes into town, but temperatures may only get in the upper 60s for Wartburg. Low 70s today for Oneida, 73 for Crossville. So you got some cooler air certainly on tap today And boy, we'll be lucky to get to 65 for a high tomorrow. Now, the sunrise and sunset today, I don't have the sunglasses on because of more clouds, but the sun comes up at 7:35 now. Boo! Somebody like that. I don't like it going. I like it nice and bright at 7 a.m. Well, those days have at least passed for now. Sun sets tonight, 7:13, as we get ready for more high school football action. By the way, as we look at the bus stop forecast today, I know it may be the start of fall break, right? Coming up soon here for Knox County. If they get through today, I guess you're essentially on fall break when a school bell rings today. But 68 at 10, 74 at 2. And I think mid-70s is about all we'll do today with a few passing showers. All right, at 6:50 this morning, I've got some showers. There's that word again, rumbles. Possibility for some convection or thunder. Clearing tonight, though, and turning much cooler. And I think Wanda Poe may have stolen my thunder. That's a good thing, though, that there could be hello fall this weekend and maybe a hint of frost in some of the horseshoe surrounding counties around the valley. So I'm talking Plateau, Northern Plateau Smokies. Most susceptible, Lee County, Virginia. Probably going to have a frost advisory going into Saturday night, Sunday morning. Just throwing it out there. I'm not clairvoyant, but I do my best to give you what I see, and I do know that the National Weather Service will be making their respective calls. Now, by the way, the tropics are heating up in this regard. We got another landfalling tropical storm over the weekend that's slated toward the state of Maine. So if you have family up in New England, the rain showers will not be exclusively Maine. They'll be spreading into places like New York City, Boston, New Hampshire, Vermont. But the center of the circulation should stay between Maine and Nova Scotia. Here's the latest update. As of 5 o'clock this morning, the winds of this storm were at 40 this time yesterday. 40. Now it's 50. So it's getting stronger. Anyone would see that? Absolutely. By 2 o'clock this afternoon, it may still be 50 based on the estimation of the Hurricane Center, but watch where he goes. He goes up to 60 by 2 in the morning Saturday. Stays at 60, 2 p.m. Saturday, and may hold at 60 at 2 a.m. Sunday. Now, if that verifies, fantastic. If it's 65 or 70, wouldn't surprise me. I say this because there's often usually a little bit of a conservative bias on the intensity. Some of these storms we know can actually ramp up and get stronger. But if it makes landfall at 60, even at 60, it's going to shake the trees, and a lot of the leaves that are very pretty up in Maine right now are going to come down prematurely. It is the sad fact that they've got a tropical storm headed toward them over the weekend. And you can see the timing will be just as the sun is coming up on Sunday, because by Sunday afternoon, it's north of Quebec. But all that rain that's going to be approaching to the northeast will affect areas around Boston. If you need to see some visuals, here's this. Look at this. Yeah, it's got rain riding up into New Hampshire, into Vermont, and into Maine itself. So this is where some of the models take it, right squarely in the center of Maine, and a beautiful, too, area. I mean, if you ever had, as a kid, maybe an LL Bean catalog, that's where they're located, LL Bean up in Maine. But this is probably not what they want, because they had Lee just a couple of weeks ago. Meanwhile, we have a new storm that could be forming now off the coast of Africa. The next name on the list is Sean. A lot of people have a name, Sean. Sean, hey, Sean. Sean may be the next water cooler discussion talk that we've got a storm developing. And in the Pacific, this 80% chance could become Max. If I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to keep track of all the names in the Pacific, but my focus primarily is in the Atlantic, as I'm sure yours would be too. But Sean, Tammy, and Vince. Sean, Tammy, and Vince are the next 3 names on this year's designated list. Right now it's 64 degrees at 6:53 a.m. We have 87% relative humidity and no wind to speak of. I do expect winds to pick up maybe 3 to 8 miles per hour today. Not a huge deal. And then tonight more 5 to 10 as this system tries to pull away. Precipitation chances, I got 40%, but a bunch of goose eggs. There is possibly, we could probably put a little asterisk on Monday night. A couple of showers may form in Kentucky, but most models dry it out by the time it gets here. So I don't want to make the high expectation, but I'll at least verbalize it. I do think Monday night there might be a spot of rain, but then we're back into the dry pattern going into Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. Valley Planner looks like this over the next 12 hours. High normally this time of year 76, so we're close, pretty close, right? A little closer than we were yesterday because we were at 82 yesterday. But plenty of clouds, and some hazy sun with the possibility of showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but a 40% chance of some precipitation. I got a couple of notes from you. I see Fred, he says no drought in Maine. No, I don't think there would be. No, indeed. Crystal says, I don't like waking up when it's dark outside. I'm with you. I mean, there's a trade-off. I love the cold and snow. I love all the seasons. I like them each one at a time. But when it's winter, I want it to snow. When it's summer, I want a 90-degree day or two. You know what I mean? I like the variety that weather typically brings, but it can come with some pendulum swings, no doubt. Makes me want to keep maybe sleeping. She says, not a fan of shorter days, longer nights. Thank you, Crystal. Felicia says, Fall Festival at Stanley's Greenhouse. Love it. She's in South Knoxville. That's in South Knoxville tomorrow, and excited for the fall weather. Linda Rice, good morning, David. You can just send the 80s to Cumberland Gap. Not ready for this cold air. Well, I can understand that. And I don't want to leave out my friends at YouTube. If you're on here, I got Steve Stone. Hey, he's got the sunshine. He's hopeful. We'll hope for a little bit of sun, but more clouds expected today. And then Maryland says Jefferson County, Hamlin County schools are on fall break next week. So good to know that some kids are going to have some time, or parents will have some good time with the kiddos, maybe some quality time that would be rain-free going into that fall break for many. Now, Valley Planner, again, high temperatures, mid-70s. I mentioned the YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube, I hope you'll join us, and we're there too. We're doing some other things. It's free. Go to youtube.com. There's a slash and an @ symbol, and then the word Captain Accurate. So that's how you'll find me. Love for you to subscribe. It's free to be on there, just to follow me on that channel. Now, the Storm Prediction Center, we're kind of focused on this no label. It probably should be a category, right? It's just thunderstorm potential of the general variety. It's the far left box there, but there's just not a lot of severe weather. I mean, look at this map for today. A couple of thunderstorms possible. New York State, parts of Pennsylvania, and maybe near Michigan, and in parts of Michigan, and far south Texas. But that's why I said not a whole lot of expectation for thunder in Tennessee, but I left it at least the verbiage that rumbles are possible. What about tomorrow? Saturday, it starts to grow. Maybe not so much out west, but because Philippe is moving north, there'll be some throwback thunderstorms in maybe the Jersey Shore, New York City, Boston, and into New England, while we continue to see our temperatures tumble. Highs only around 65 tomorrow, and Sunday, any thunderstorms may be around the Great Lakes of Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, and back toward Arizona and New Mexico. But another beautiful day on Sunday with temperatures only in the lower mid-60s. Pretty amazing. But this front means business, right? Here's the future cast. It's now 6:57. We'll bring in a couple of showers. There's 8 o'clock. It's now trying to cross by midday. A couple of showers on the backside. That's what I mean. Some of these rain showers haven't even formed yet. But once the front moves toward Asheville, toward Charlotte, there may still be a few showers at 5 p.m., moving east of Knox County. There we go into 11 o'clock tonight. Now the rain is pretty much gone entirely from Tennessee. By 7 a.m. tomorrow, we are in the upper 40s, dare I say, and then we move into 5 o'clock, only 65. And you can see the winds, the arrows coming in. Do I see snow in West Virginia? I do. Ooh, amazing what happens when you're in the higher elevations. Couple of snowflakes in the mountain state of West Virginia, and maybe higher terrain of North Carolina. Or is that just model noise? Whether it's model noise or not, it wouldn't turn blue if it didn't see that cold air is present. So we've got cold air just pouring in, and at 7:15 Sunday, many of us will be in the 30s, if not around 40 for Knoxville. Pretty amazing stuff. By Sunday afternoon, I expect to reach 63, and then so it goes. And there's that little spot of rain moving into Kentucky that may have a little development by Monday night, mainly north and east toward the Tri-Cities. So here's another look at the futurecast. This is why I'm not hopeful that we'll get much in the terms of quantity, but I got to keep the rain showers in the forecast. There's noontime. Some of you might say it's raining, and some of you say, I didn't get anything. Or I got a little bit of a brief shower. There's 3 p.m. Okay, we got, high school football tonight. Later, but 3 p.m., it's got a couple of showers. By the time we hit the 4 o'clock drive, a couple of showers, and that's why I left a 40% chance. Now, there's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, still some showers in Knox County. You said it was going to be clearing out and showers will be fading. We'll look at 7:30. Now that it's dark, the only showers at 7:30, Morristown, Newport, Greenville, potentially, right, to the far east. But the clouds have already broken and they've cleared out Crossville, Wartburg, Oak Ridge already. So by tonight, as the clouds begin to break, our temperatures will tumble and we'll wake up like this. Do I see Crossville at 36? You sure do. You sure do. 48 in Knoxville. I mean, hello, that's pretty cold air. That's abrupt. Like, did you forecast? I'm trying to make it clear that this abrupt change is coming. By midday Saturday, and into the afternoon only about the low to mid 60s. So big changes, in fact, coming. Just be prepared. Buckle the seatbelt because the cold air is certainly on its way, and it may increase the probability of frost advisories to be issued. By the way, for today, clouds and plenty of them. Hazy sun, showers, 40% chance with the possibility of a rumble of thunder, winds 3 to 8. Today, about 73 for La Follette, Caryville, Duff, as well as, say, Huntsville, Oneida, 72. 73 Morristown, Talbot, White Pine, Russellville, and Dandridge, 76. Newport, about 76, and about 73 for Jefferson City. Seymour, about 75. Sevierville, Maryville, Alcoa, 74 as well. But temperatures today look like this, right? 78 for Memphis. You go, well, that's amazing. But then we get into the colder pattern. Tonight we're down to 48. Showers fade, clearing skies and turning cooler, and the winds pick up maybe 5 to 10 from the west initially, but eventually coming out of the northeast while you lay your head on the pillow overnight. Here are my expectations tonight. Down to 36 for Crossville. That's amazing. Well, they're higher up in elevation, but that would account for a 12, possibly 12-degree difference. 47 Morristown, 45 for La Follette, and 41 for Oneida. It is 7:01. Let's get to the forecast. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 75 today, 65 tomorrow. We could describe it as very cool sun, but you might be asking yourself the question, where is my jacket? Honey, where did I put my jacket? You know, we're going to have a few of those conversations, I'm sure, in the Aldrich household, maybe yours as well. 73 on Monday, 74 on Tuesday. And as I mentioned, there could be a spot of rain in Kentucky Monday night, but I don't expect it to be all that impressive. We'll keep it dry for now. But it does bounce back up into the low 80s on Thursday. Not sure if that's what you were expecting, but that's what I'm expecting, and I wanted to share that with you. Let me get back on camera here and we'll go say hello to you if I did miss or didn't miss any of the comments. I see Marilyn, Felicia, Steve Stone, and Marilyn on this side on YouTube. And on Facebook, I got Hallie Gibson. Hi, Hallie. She's one of my premium members. I had a chance to meet Hallie in Kingston when we had one of the many people that came out for that Spotlight, the Tennessee Spotlight. But hi, Hallie. She says, good morning. I'm excited about your winter weather outlook, as I am. I'm working on that this weekend. I'm working on that next week. I'll have it out before the end of October, so it's not too late for those of you who are on the fence. Should I sample Aldrich's Captain Accurate premium service? Just go to CaptainAccurate.com. It's very affordable. It's like 16 cents a day. It's not much, $4.99 a month. But you want to be on that platform for the all-exciting winter weather outlook. Says Wanda, like the cool days. Fred says no drought in Maine, and we heard from Crystal. She doesn't like it when it's dark outside this early in the morning. I get that. Anyway, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. Very grateful for you. Enjoy the bye week. Isn't this the weekend like everybody gets married? Something like that? Because the Vols aren't playing? Well, they'll be playing soon. Well, not next weekend. But I can say go Vols or go bye week and enjoy fall break. My name is David Aldrich. We'll see you here next time. Take care.